Today we are going to review all the concept of fractions from the beginning until the end, from grade 1 to grade 6. Okay, if you have a circle like this one, okay, and I split it, for example, let's say for a two parts, and I colored just one part, let's say for example this one. So the yellow part represent part of a whole circle. Okay, the yellow part represent a one part out of a two parts, one part out of one whole circle. Okay, so this is the meaning of fractions. Part, okay, of a whole one. Okay, one circle, one square, one rectangle, one triangle, and so on. Okay, so the concept of a fraction, it's a part out of a whole one. Okay, we will know now the name of each fraction we studied in grade 1. The first fraction, we call it half, 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 half. One part out of two parts, called half, half, half. One half, one half, one half. Okay. Here I have three parts. 1, 2, 3. Three parts. One part out of three parts is called third, 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 third. And the last one, circle divided into 4, split it into 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. One part out of 4 parts, we call it quarter, quarter. We call it quarter or fourth, fourth. Quarter, quarter, fourth. One part out of 4 parts, quarter, quarter. This shape, quarter. One part out of 4 parts is quarter. One part out of 3 parts is third. One part out of 2 parts is called half, half, half. Okay, so any shape I see it is a fraction or not. Let's see. So any shape split it into parts, we call it fraction or not? Absolutely not. Why? Because I have to make sure that all the parts are equal parts. For example, I have this square, okay, and I split it like this. I make a line here. So if I asked you Okay, let's say Osama. I have how many parts here, Osama? 1, 2. I have 2 parts. So, Muhammad, the 2 parts are equal or not? The same or not? Exactly, they are not the same. I have a big one, a big board, and a small board. Okay, so Ahmed, I have a question for you. I can name this shape or name this part as a fraction, as a half. No. Why? Because they are not equal. So to call it fraction, the board, all the parts must be equal. Must be equal. Equals. Okay. So let's see. I have here questions. And let's look into the first one. Circle the 7 shapes that have been split into equal parts. So I need you to circle the equal parts here. Okay, if I look into the first one, I will see that this part does not equal this part. So they are not equal. They are not equal. And the second one, the up one and the down, okay, they are not equal. So it's not a fraction. Okay. If I look into the third one, I have 1, 2. I have 1, I have 1, 2. Okay, and they are equal. So this is an equal part, so this is a fraction. Okay. The fourth one and the last one in this row, I have this part 1 and this part 2. So I have 2 parts. They are equal? They are the same? No, they are not the same. So I can name this one is not a fraction. So because they are not an equal parts. Okay. The squares. Let's see this group of squares. The first one, they are not equal. Okay, they are not equal. So it's not a fraction. The second one, 1, 2, I have 2 parts. And they are equal. So this is a fraction. This is a fraction. The third one, all the parts here are not equal. So this is not a fraction. These parts are equals. So all these parts represented as a fraction. I can represent it as a fraction. Okay. Let's see this group of circles. Okay, group of circles. And here, circles. The first one, 1, 2. I have 2 parts and they are equal. So this is a fraction. Okay. So the second one, 1, 2, I have 2 parts and they are not equal, so it's not a fraction. These parts are not an equal parts, so they are not a fraction. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 parts and it seemed that they are equals. So the 4 parts I can represent it as a fractions. Okay, here like this. And the last group of rectangles, these parts are not equal, so it's not a fraction. These parts are equal parts, so this is a fraction. Equal parts, this is a fraction. Not equal parts, so it's not a fraction. Okay, so from here I can deduce that the fractions, it's an equal parts. It's an equal parts. If I see a shape here, let's say for example this one, and I make I split it. Okay, here for example, I split it here. No, it's not. I make a line here, and this part are equal parts. So 1, 2, they are equal. So I can represent this circle as a fraction. Okay, if I colored one part, I can represent it as a fraction. Okay, if I make another line like this one here, like this. So I have how many parts now? I have 4 parts. One, okay, one part, 2, 3, 4. So all the circle as split it into 4 parts. So in grade 2 we studied how to represent these circle that is split it into 4 parts or 2 parts or 3 parts into a fraction form. What is the meaning of fraction form? Fraction form formed from some kind of parts here. Let's say the first one is a fraction bar. This sign called fraction bar. Fraction bar. Fraction bar. The number down is called denominator. Okay, and the number up will be numerator. Okay, numerator, number up, numerator, number down will be denominator. Okay, so let's start with the number down, this part, this one. Okay, what did the denominator represent? The denominator represent the number of equal parts. The number of equal parts. Again, denominator represent the number of equal parts. So in this circle, for example, I have how many parts? How many equal parts? 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 parts. So this the denominator, the number down, this number here, the number down will be 4 parts because I have 4 equal parts. Okay, okay. So if I move this one, if I erase it, okay, I have how many parts now? I have 2 parts. I have 1, I have 2. So the number down now will be 2. Why? Because I have 2 equal parts. So the number here will be 2. Okay, the number down now is denominator. Okay, and the denominator represent the total number that we have in this shape represented as an equal parts. So I have how many parts? I have 2. So the total part now will be 2. If I have 3 parts, I have how many? I have as a denominator 3 parts. If I have 4 equal parts, so I have as a denominator 4 equal parts. Okay, so what did the numerator represent? What is the numerator? This number, this numerator, the number up represent. The number up represent by the color parts. So if I colored here one part, for example this one, so the number up now will be how many? Exactly, excellent bro. I have 1 part. I have 1 part. Why? Because the color part is only 1 part. Okay, okay. So if I make another shape, for example, this circle. Okay, this one. No, it. And I make a line in between. Here. Okay, I have how many parts? Yeah, exactly. I have as a denominator, how many ports? Let's count. Let's find the total port. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 ports. I have 4 ports. Okay. What about the numerator? So if I colored, okay, let's say color this one. If I colored one port, so I have number up now is 1. Okay. If I colored another port, I have how many ports? Yeah, exactly. I have 2 ports out of 4. Okay. If I colored another port, like this one, so I have now, exactly 3 ports. Okay, and so on. So the number up represent, I can represent the color ports by the number up, by the numerator. Numerator represent the color ports, and the denominator represent the number of total ports. Okay, okay. So how we can read a fraction? How we can read a fraction? If I get back here to this screen and I want to represent these fractions, these shapes as a fractions, the first I have to make sure that they are equal. First, the first one is 1, 2, and it seems that they are equal parts, so I can represent it as a fraction. I will represent the color parts. So I have how many color ports? Yeah, I have one port. One port. Okay. Out of how many port in all? 1, 2. So 1 out of 2. So we name this one at the beginning of the session half. So I can name it by half. Okay, half or 1 half. Okay, or okay, both right. So if I name it as a half, write 1 half, also right. In the second shape, I want to represent it as a fraction. First, I will make a fraction bar. And we will find the total port like 1, 2, 3. 3 ports. And how many color ports? Yeah, exactly, 1 port. So this 1 over 3. I can name it as third or 1 third. Okay, 1/3. 1/3, as we name this one as 1 half. Half in the denominator, 2 in the denominator, half. Half, 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 1 half, 1/3. Okay. This shape I want to represent it also as a fraction. Okay, so I will make the fraction bar, and in the denominator I want to know the total number of parts. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have how many parts in all? Yeah, 4 parts in the denominator. Okay. And how many color part? Just 1 part. So this is 1 over 4. 1 over 4. Or I can call it fourth. Okay. Or quarter. Okay. Or 1/4. Okay, 3 names are right. If I call it fourth, right. Quarter, right. 1/4, also right. So, for example, if I have and the same here if I name this 1 over 5. Okay, so this is fifth. Okay, fifth. Okay, fifth. Say it, repeat it. Fifth. Fifth. Okay, 1 over 6, it's called sixth. Sixth. okay, sixth, okay. Another one, if I have this one, 1/7, it's called seventh, okay, sorry, seventh, okay, seventh, 1/7, 1/7, okay, 1/8, it's called eighth, okay. I have a missing letter. Okay, let's erase this one and write it. Okay, this is eighth, 1/8, 1/8, or eighth, okay, eighth, okay. Another fraction, okay, 1/9, it's called ninth, 1/10, it's called tenth, 1/10, okay, 1/10, 1/9. If I have 2 here, if I make this number as a 2, it will be 2/9, and we will add s here because they are more than 1. Okay, 2/9, 2/9. Okay, if I make this one 2, it will be 2/10, 2/10. It will be 2/10, will be 2/10. Okay, so let's see this exercise. Rewrite each fraction in words. Okay, this 1/5, so I can call it 1 and 5 in the denominator, this number down, I call it exactly fifth, okay. The second one, I have 2/9, I write it as 2/9, 2/9. The third one, this one, I name it as 3/5, 3/5, this one, okay. The fourth one, I have 4/8, I write it as 4, okay, let's move this, 4/8, and we will add s here, I forget s here. Okay, so let's see the next one. I have 7/9, 7/9, 7/9. I will write it as 7, okay, 9th, okay. And the next one, a new one, I have, okay, 5, okay, 5 here, 11th, sorry, let's remove this, let's erase it, okay, 5 11ths. Okay, 11th. Okay, forget about this one because it's not in your curriculum. But know it. 5 11th. 5 11th. Okay, I call it 7th. Okay, 7th. Okay, try by your own this one. 2 over 4 I write it as 3 over 6 I write it as 4 over 10 I write it as try all this example by yourself. Okay, I will make it. So this exercise called color in the fraction showing of each shape. So I have a fraction. Okay, I want to color the parts that he needs. Okay, we said that the numerator or the number up represent the colored parts, and the 3 down and the number down represented by the denominator, and this is the number of total parts. So I have here 3 parts, 1 2 3, and the color part I need only 2 parts, 1 2, so I have 2 parts. This one I have 6 parts, 1 2 3 4 5 6, so 6 parts I have. I want to color how many parts? I want to color 1 part out of 6, so this is 1/6. Okay, the second one in the first column here, I have how many parts? I have 2 parts, 1 2, and I want to color how many parts? Just 1 part, so this is 1. Okay, 1 part. Okay, the third one in the first column, I have 1 part out of 4, 1 part out of 5, because the total part will be 5. The last one, I need 2 parts. I need 2 parts, 2 color parts, 1 2, so this is 2 parts. This one, I have how many parts? I have 4 equal parts. I want to color how many? 3. 1 2 3, so I have 3 colored parts represented by 3/4 or 3/4. Okay, this one, I want 1 part. I want 1 part out of 3, 1 part out of 2. Okay, and this one I want 1 part out of 8, so this is 1 part out of 8. This is 1/8. Stop the video now and solve these questions before I solve it. Okay, so the solution is I need to color 3 parts out of how many? Out of 4 parts. So let's color 3. 1 2 3. Okay, this one I want to color how many? 2 parts out of how many? 4 parts. Okay, this one, yes, I have totally 3 parts, and I want to color 2 parts, so let's color it. 1 2. This one, 5 parts out of 6 parts, so 1 2 3 4 5, so 5 parts. This one, 2 over 4, I want to color 2 parts out of 4. 1 2, 2 parts out of 4. The next one will be 7 over 8. I want to color 7. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. 7 parts out of 4, out of 8. Okay, the last one in the first column, I wanna color 1 part out of 4. Okay, this one I wanna color 2 part out of 5. So let's color 2 part out of 5. 1, 2. So 2 part out of 5. The last one and the last two, sorry, I want to color 5 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 5 parts out of 8 parts. Okay. The last one in this, in the second column, I want to color 4 out of 6. So let's color 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 parts. That's it. So if we look into the first one, I have the fraction bar first. And the second one, I have the numerator up and the denominator down. This is 1 over 2. Okay. The second one, I have 2 color parts. So I have 2 up. And how many down? 3 parts. So this is 2 over 3. Okay. If we look into the next one, I have the fraction bar, and I have 1, 2, 3, 3 color parts, so 3 up, and 4 down. The total part will be 4. Okay. The next one, I have how many color part? Just 4. So the number up will be 4, and the number down will be 5. So I have 5 fifths. Okay. And the next one, I have an undefault shape of a fraction. I have 8 circles. Okay. And I have 7 circles, 7 colored circles, and I have 8 equal circles as a denominator. Okay, the next one, I have 9 in the denominator and 5 up in the numerator. 5 color parts and 9 equal part in the denominator. Okay, the last one, I have 12 part. Okay, 12 equal part, and up in the numerator I have 9 color parts. So this is 9 over 12. Okay, so I will give you an exercise for yourself. So in the next example, I wanna reverse the operation. I have the fraction and I have the shape, and I want you to write the numerator and the denominator. Okay. Okay, so let's look to the first fraction. I have number up is 1, so the numerator will be 1, and the denominator will be 4, because 1 over 4. And the next one, I have 1 over 6, 1 over 12, 1 as a numerator, 12 as a denominator, 3 as a numerator, 5 as a denominator, 6 as a color part, numerator, and 8 as a denominator, 11 color parts, 11 as a numerator, okay, 12 as a denominator. Okay, 15 over 16, I have 15 as a numerator and 16 as a denominator.